Roll up, roll up, roll up, roll up. Gather, gather. One man went to mill. Come join, gather. You know the score by now. You know how we do it. Gather. One man went to mill. A bit of a departure from our traditional fare. This one. We're going to territories unknown, uncharted territories. 419 pastors will be the narration for this particular encounter. So gather, come join. One man went to mill. You know how we do it. 10:30 UK time, one man went to mill. So you should set your calendar by now and work your day around it. So we gather. One man went to mill. A story of intrigue, this one. So gather and let's go through it step by step. This is a story that I just happened upon, perchance, by the way. So I'm not really in the full flows of it. But then, of course, it has all of the elements of a blockbuster thriller, but of course it is not a blockbuster thriller. The narrative that I'm about to have with you guys now has all of the ingredients though of a fiction, except in often cases life imitates art, and in instances the reality of life is even more alarming than fiction. So that is where we're going this time around, to the dark shadows of the 419 preacher man, and not just the 419 preacher man, supposedly, allegedly, the ritualist preacher man. So come in, say hello, take a pew. Ada Jesus, that is where we're going. Odumeje, they call him in the Bosky, liquid gold, liquid metal, etc. A comical guy to most people, but then he has taken now a very dark turn. All the protagonists are in play. A famous actor, Zubby Michael, veteran actress, Rita Edochie. So all the elements for the intrigues are in place. So gather as we go through it step by step. I will need your participation for this one, because this is our uncharted territory for this channel. We usually focus on politics, as you know, but this matter has subsumed the entirety of the Nigerian space that will be remiss not to address it on our platform as well. So to Ada Jesus we go, gather. So let's start it from the initial stage. So as I often say, come in, say hello as you are coming in. Click on the hyperlink if you want to participate, and I would especially need participation for this one, because as I said, this is uncharted territory for me. This is the territory of intrigue, subterfuge, and dark shadows. The narrative has all of the ingredients of all of that. The protagonist, a mysterious, mystical man who has suddenly appeared from nowhere with great powers from an unknown source. That is Odumeje, of course, a matriarchal veteran actress who appears to be besotted with this mystical mystery man. That is, of course, Rita Edochie, a handsome actor who has suddenly happened upon sudden wealth. That is Zubby Michael, and the hero of the piece, a pretty young girl who is trying to unravel the mysteries that lurk in the dark, but she has paid the ultimate price, and that, of course, is Ada Jesus. So all of the elements, as I said, are all there. Stories of intrigue. Hello, Tayo Robinson. So stories of intrigue. So let's just kick off straight away. I will go first to the first stanza. So the comedian, who is, of course, Ada Jesus, she had leveled some allegations against controversial pastor Chukwuemeka Odumeje, founder of Mountain of Holy Ghost Intervention Delivery Ministry Onitsha, also called in the Bosky or liquid metal. So she had leveled allegations of occultism and ritualism against this guy. In a viral video, Ada Jesus alleged that the Anambra-based prophet connived with actress Rita Edochie to stage fake miracles. So fake miracles are dark shadows, rituals, etc. All the mix, of course, of your Nigerian pastor, all of this in play. And this person that making this allegation, that she would have been around about 21, 20 then, because of course, she's only 22 now, and we'll get on to what's happened to her. And I'm sure a lot of you are aware of what happened to her. But we want to sequence this. In a viral video, Ada Jesus alleged that the Anambra-based prophet connived with an actress, Rita Edochie, to stage fake miracles. So that is not especially an alarming allegation, you would say, because of course, which pastor within the Nigerian space is not staging fake miracles to the point that TB Joshua himself was kicked off of YouTube with his 1.8 million followers for exactly that same thing, faking miracles. So this is not exactly the most outlandish of allegations, but nevertheless, this was the allegation that set this girl onto the path that has ended in the way that is ended today. So we go through it step by step. In a viral video, Ada Jesus alleged that the Anambra-based prophet connived with an actress, Rita Edochie, to stage fake miracles. However, months after she made the allegation, Ada Jesus was diagnosed with a kidney problem that left her incapacitated. A friend of hers, Ella Ada, posted pictures of Ada Jesus in a pitiable condition, soliciting prayers. So this is now, and by the way, I'm going to sequence this in some order, but I'm going to break in between because, of course, to fill in the gaps of the narrative. So when this Ada Jesus made those allegations of fake miracles against in the Bosky, otherwise known as liquid metal, otherwise known as Odumeje, a guy that we all have a laugh at. We all thought he was comical, but then, of course, the darker sides now are now coming to flesh, but now are coming to bear. So, but now, when this girl first made those allegations, this guy, he rained curses on her. So now this kidney condition that she's now, that she then subsequently revealed that she had, was then linked to the curses that was rained upon her, both by that pastor, liquid metal, or whatever he calls himself, in the Bosky, and his babe. Now, I don't know quite what that Rita Edochie is to that guy in the Bosky. We can't call her his girlfriend, a woman of a woman of her age and a man of his age. So she's probably spellbound in some form. You remember the Prophet Kasali and some famous actress like that. You couldn't see that mix as you can't see this mix now. So dark shadows, occultism, ritualistic pastors, all of that in the mix. As we pick it up from the point that we stopped off, and please click on the hyperlink because I would really need your participation with this one. However, months after she made the allegations, Ada Jesus was diagnosed with a kidney problem that left her incapacitated. A friend of hers, Ella Ada, posted pictures of Ada Jesus in a pitiable condition, soliciting prayers. She posted on Facebook, "Please pray for Ada Jesus. She's really sick and has a kidney problem. She has been admitted to hospital. Please, let's pray for her. Ada, nothing will happen to you in Jesus' name. Amen." Recently, the family of the comedian who was paralyzed took her before Ndabowski for deliverance, but it was reported that the cleric and Rita Edochie rejected her. Instead, they laid curses and abuse upon her. So now let's just pause there for a moment. So we really need to understand what is going on here. This guy, this is the problem that I have and a lot of people have with the Nigerian landscape. This obvious criminal guy purports to be a pastor, a preacher under the banner of Christianity, of that religion, somebody that you said was errant towards you, has seen the errors of her ways, and she has now publicly on your platform come to plead for forgiveness, and you, as a preacher man, with your side cheek elder babe, you as a preacher man with your side cheek elder babe, rather than use that opportunity to vest even more that Christianity that you are using as a tool to rob people and relieve them of their money, rather than use that opportunity to show the largeness of the faith that you claim to be promoting, you rain curses on the girl instead. So this is already where the problem starts, but the problem doesn't stop there. Please, Yeah, apologies. I sent myself out of the room for some reason. Okay, that's good. Is that better? Oh, I wouldn't want to restart all this. There seems to be an error. How about now? How about can you hear me now? Hold on, pal. I seem to be having some technical issues. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, that's better. So we were going through this in the Bosky fella. So I seem to be feeding back on myself for some reason. So I'm just going to take this off as I try to sort out the gremlins in the works. Um, bear with me. I cannot bear this. If I'm not able to resolve this, I might well stop the transmission and restart. But if the quality of the sound is good enough, let me know, and then we'll carry on. So just if the quality is good enough, then yes, I can hear the feedback. And I really don't want. I don't have to end the session. Oh, I see now. Okay, bear with me 1 second. How about that? How about that? Is that better? Can you give me a thumbs up if that's is it better now? I'm not quite sure what is going on with this thing. Can you hear me now? You can hear me okay now. Okay, so we carry on. We were talking about in the Bosky, this clownish fella that I've lost my train of thought a little bit now with just that little excitements that we had in between. But yes, we're talking about in the Bosky, this clownish little fella that is now in the throes of aggravation with this young girl. So we last got to Ada Jesus's friend alarming that she was ill. So we take it from that spot. A friend of hers, Ella Ada, posted pictures of Ada Jesus in a pitiable condition, soliciting prayers. She posted on Facebook, "Please pray for Ada Jesus. She is really sick and has a kidney problem. She has been admitted to hospital. Please let's pray for her. Ada, nothing will happen to you in Jesus' name." Recently, the family of the comedian who was paralyzed took her before Ndebosky for deliverance, but it was reported that the cleric and Rita Edochie rejected her. Instead, they laid curses and abuses on her. So that was the point that we were laboring until I got into that technical difficulty. We take it on from that point. Ndebosky, as the prophet is popularly called, was seen in the video refusing to pray for the sick Ada Jesus, vowing that her generations will suffer for the insults and lies. Some people have alleged that her ailment was as a result of her accusation against the prophet, but he vowed not to forgive her until she provided evidence to support her claims. You people must bring to me the people that I do fake miracles with. If not, when I am done with her, I will start with your generation. Edochie said in a video of his speech that emerged online. The cleric accused the comedian of ruining his image with false accusations on social media. So we pause there again. The ridiculousness of it. Am I the only one that is jarred by the ridiculousness of it? Please click on the hyperlink. Come join me. Somebody did click, but then it looks as though you people are just I'm not even seeing the comments flowing through, so I'm not really sure what you guys are making of this. So let's just see what you guys are making of this before we carry on. So Tayo Robinson said hello. Don't play say good PM. Isaac says good night. This story is so intriguing, says Bukola. Don't play. Anyway, human hearts are wicked. May Ada's soul rest in perfect peace. That is true, says Elvis. Yes, says Elvis. That is what I think, says Elvis. Well said. Edochie is an obvious criminal. Well, I don't really think you need even a brain to realize that Edochie is a criminal. We've got Isaac joining us. So you don't need a brain to know that Edochie is a criminal. Can you hear me? So that's me now having problems with the system, which hopefully has since been resolved. So we're going to Nelson. Nelson says, so Edochie is now tagged as criminal. Ha 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 ha. Okay, let's leave the vengeance for God. Okay, so Nelson, I'm going to highlight your comment. If you don't think Edochie is a criminal, then please justify exactly what you think he is, because I cannot think of anything that defines criminality more than an element like Edochie. Hello, Freeman. What says you? Freeman, use your headphone. We are getting feedback. Okay. So on and on we go. So somebody says one man went to Mo. We cannot hear you. Hopefully you can hear me now. Yes, we had some gremlins in the works, but I think that's been ironed out. So this is Elvis. It says the woman so-called Rita. Yes. So that woman so-called Rita and Odumeje are evil. And somebody is still saying there's feedback. Let me ask Freeman. Hello, Freeman. Hello, Freeman. I'm not sure what is going on there. Can you unmute yourself, or am I the one? Hello, Freeman. Hello, Isaac. Hello, Isaac.
Yes, good day. Good night.
Can you hear me okay? I had some technical difficulties earlier on. Hopefully it's been ironed out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, brilliant. Have you been following this Ada Jesus Edochie narrative?
Actually, I came about 4 or 5 minutes ago, but yes. Yet I got some information from it. To start with, I got to a stage where Odumeje refused to pray for Ada Jesus when they brought her to the church. I think like if we really believe that we are serving God, I think we should, or let's say Jesus, I think we should emulate him, because even to the point of death, he is still praying for his enemy. And I think that man should have at least tried to pray for Ada Jesus, rather than because he said something about him. So
Okay, buckle in then, Isaac. We're about to get into the interesting bit. So it says, recently, the family of the comedian who was paralyzed took her before Odumeje for deliverance, but it was reported that the cleric and Rita Edochie rejected her. Instead, they laid curses and abuses on her. And the Bosky, as the prophet is popularly called, was seen in the video refusing to pray for the sick Ada Jesus, vowing that her generation will suffer for the insult and the lies. So that is a prophet, of course, and it's almost unbelievable, but it is happening. That is why I said sometimes the intrigues in real life is even more fantastical and alarming than in fiction. Some people have alleged that her ailment was as a result of her accusation against the prophet, but he vowed not to forgive her until she provided evidence to support her claims. You people must bring to me the people that I do fake miracles with. If not, when I am done with her, I will start with your generation, Ndaboski said in a video of his speech that emerged online. The cleric accused, so this is where we got to, the cleric accused the comedian of ruining his image with false accusations on social media. So imagine Ndaboski accusing anybody. You all know what the guy looks like, don't you? Some bleach skinned guy that is completely, that guy can't stand in the sun. He has bleached his skin so much. Short little guy bouncing up and down, making a spectacle of himself. He's a funny enough guy, and we all enjoy laughing at him until this point now when the darker sides are starting to emerge. The cleric accused the comedian of ruining his image with false accusations on social media. However, Rita Edochie was present in that video and was heard vowing not to forgive the comedian. She was hurling abuse at Ada Jesus. You will go from here, you will die from this, so others can learn, Rita said in Igbo. However, on Sunday, April the 11th, 2021, the actress in a video released on Instagram revealed that she had forgiven Ada Jesus for spreading false allegations against her and Odumeje. I am here to tell you all that I have forgiven Ada Jesus from my heart to heart. I have forgiven you, Ada Jesus, she said in the almost 3 minutes video. Stop insulting men of God. Well, Ada Jesus did not insult a man of God. She rather insulted a short little bleach-skinned funny guy who bounces up and down like a circus act. So Odumeje, of course, is nothing to do with God. I think we are all clear on that. So stop insulting men of God, particularly my man of God, Prophet Chukwuemeka Ohanemere Odumeje. Use him to respect me. He is good for me. That is why I am with him. She stated, stop mocking me because I am following Odumeje. Whatever anyone is comfortable with, let them do. I am comfortable staying with him. Look for a good place and stay. Leave us alone. So this just puts me in mind of Buhari's comment when he referenced his wife, Aisha, and they asked him about his wife, and she said that she belongs in the other room. So maybe this now famous actress is in the other room for this short little bouncy. What are you making of it, Isaac, before I go into the next narration? Is the ridiculousness of it, but then, of course, a girl has lost her life at the tender age of 22, so this is no joking matter. What says you, Isaac?
Well, the first thing I would say is for God to accept the soul of the departed one. To me, Odumeje can say whatever he wants, but sometimes it may be coincidence. What happened to that lady could be something that has been there before, but due to the fact that the pastor mentioned that now that something is going to happen, it could be a coincidence. A lot of things happen like that. Now it will be justifying now that okay, yeah, it is me caused that, but it might be there for very long time.
You're Freeman. I see you, and you'll come on in a minute. So, but let me just add to what Isaac said, and then we come to you, Freeman. Can you hear me, Freeman? Okay. So you are exactly right in what you're saying, Isaac. This sad, unfortunate incident, sadly, is going to be a
evening.
golden. Yes.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah. Hold on. Just put yourself on mute for a moment, Freeman. This sad, unfortunate incident, unfortunately, is going to prove to be a golden opportunity for this Ndaboski. He's going to make billions and billions and billions of naira off the back of this, because of course, when the dust settles, the reputation remains that this guy is so powerful that when he rained a curse on this healthy young 22-year-old girl, the girl just huffed and collapsed and died. So that is the potency that is going to take away from this. But as you rightly said, this girl has been carrying a debilitating kidney ailment for a very long time, long before her encounter with Ndaboski. And of course, the treatment is not in place in Nigeria, so she succumbed both to that ailment and the expense of having to treat it within a space like Nigeria and the lack of a medical facility. If anybody killed that girl, it is Malam Buhari and his policies, not anything to do with Ndaboski, but the billions of naira that is going to come from this is going to Ndaboski. Freeman, what says you?
Yes.
You're up, Freeman. Talk to us. Can you hear us, Freeman? You may well have a delay in your system there. Freeman, we can hear you in snippets. But we can, yes.
My friend.
Yeah, how are you? What are you making of what's being discussed? Yes, you seem to have a lag in your system, Freeman.
Hear me?
We can hear you, but in staccatos.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, you can hear us, but we're hearing you in like a staggered speech.
I hope I can hear you. Yes.
Just try and say something and then see if it improves. Otherwise, we might just have to press on. We're waiting for you, Freeman. Okay. We have to press on. There's a lag in your system, Freeman. We're always yes. You said there's a lag. There's a lag in your system, so we can't hear you. As desperate as we all are.
It's nice that you brought this.
Oh, okay. Maybe move around a little bit, because you may not have
through the network. But can you hear me clearly now?
Yes. We're hearing you in like some staccato,
it's okay.
Some staggered
out here so that we can.
No, we can't hear you. Can you hear him, Isaac?
No, I think the network is bad around that place.
Yes.
It's cracking.
Yes. Come join. Okay. Well, come join Isaac and Freeman though to discuss this topic. This is the
hear me now.
Well, there's a slight improvement. Keep on talking, and then let's see how it pans out. Okay, I'm going to put you on mute, Freeman, because of course
we don't know why is it like that.
We don't want dead air because people are. Oh, okay. No, we have to press on. Try and sort it out, and then I'll come back to you. So yes, that's the narrative so far. This lady, of course. We go on to the next narrative, because I've actually sequenced this in a particular order. So now let's introduce ourselves exactly to who this Ndaboski is, liquid metal, liquid gold, and whatever else he calls himself. So Prophet Odumeje unmasked. So let's unmask him a little bit. The current sensation in the Southeast is Prophet Chukwuemeka Ohanemere, popularly known as Odumeje, the president and founder of Mountain of Holy Ghost Intervention Ministry Worldwide, has practically turned religion to a social enterprise with a large dose of entertainment. So I would have thought that it's infused religion into entertainment rather than infusing entertainment into religion. The controversial Onitsha Onitsha-based cleric, the controversial Onitsha-based cleric recently set the social media on fire on account of his rather unorthodox and unapologetic approach to his vocation. He has trending video clips of his deliverance sessions, which leave people wondering what manner of pastor he is. He is popular amongst celebrities with a high dose of Nollywood stars. He leaves tongues wagging. So who exactly is he? Prophet Odumeje means different things to different people. A man of God, an entertainer, an attention seeker, and an enigma whose true being is yet to be understood. Odumeje, fondly called the lion, sure knows how to hold his audience spellbound to the fullest. Call him an accidental pastor, and one may not be too far from reality. He's a showstopper, so it doesn't really tell us. I wanted a real breakdown of who he is, but this doesn't actually give us anything other than to just soliloquize about Okay, so from this point, he hails from Osu Ihiti, Ukwa in Osu local government area of Imo State. Born on September the 9th, about 41 years ago, as a third in a family of 6 children of Mr. and Mrs. Pius Oha Nemere, Emeka intervention, as he was addressed when he started newly, began life as other Fege/Odoapu boys who went to early school from their family houses and also played football and other games in the street in their neighborhood. He was said to have attended both primary and secondary school in Fege, Onitsha, before becoming an apprentice trader dealing in leather materials. So spare parts dealer essentially was his first incarnation. So he was said to have attended both primary and secondary school in Fege, Onitsha, before becoming an apprentice trader dealing in leather materials, so shoes and bags, effectively. As a young man, he was a devout Roman Catholic who worshipped at Sacred Heart Parish, Oduapu, Onitsha. Sunday Sun gathered that at some point he abandoned Onitsha and lived with monks at the Uham Catholic Monastery near Ninth Hill, Enugu, before quitting and floated his own private ministry in the year 2000. The ministry started officially on September the 10th, 2000, in a public yard at Oduapu, before its present location alongside Creek Road, Fege, by Modebe/Bida Junction. Chukwuemeka realized his gift for singing and music early in the ministry as he released a gospel album a few months after, with the hit track Odumeje, meaning God, the one who leads me. The song marketed by Morewell Entertainment then had another hit track. I'm going to attempt this, but of course, this is in Igbo. Anyway, I'll give you the English version. So the song marketed by Owele Entertainment then had another hit track titled The Holy Spirit That Fights For Me Has Arrived, but the track Odumeje became an anthem that eventually took over his name, Emeka, and people started calling him Odumeje. So Odumeje is not actually this chap's real name. From gospel music to prophecy and shows, Emeka intervention was relatively unknown in the early days of his ministry between 2000 and 2010, when he operated with a Mitsubishi bus, crystallate roofed, though some people attended his weekly ministration. Moving to its present location, which is a reclaimed swamp, but now housing a big church fitted with air conditioner, his church has become a beehive of activities attended by large crowds from diverse backgrounds, including wealthy businessmen, top politicians, and celebrities. With time, Odumeje has transformed from being a reserved pastor to a flamboyant pastor, a social media influencer, a rave musician, socialite, and controversial preacher. He has become something of a social media sensation. So, as I said, a comedian and a jocular figure, but then, of course, he has now evolved into this almost like a demonic being now. So let's come back into the comment section and see what you guys are making of it. Freeman. Hello, Freeman. Are you with us now? Freeman?
Yes, yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, that's slightly better. What are you making of it? Odumeje and his bouncy little ways as now, we are not attributing, by the way, the demise of this young, yeah, carry on. We'll need you to say something, Freeman.
Okay. The whole thing is this, yes. I want to say something. The issue of Ada Jesus.
No, the line is just...
I have to start like this. This social media of a thing, it has come to a verse that we have to.
Yes, Freeman, I want to give you every chance to have that expression because I invite people to come on all the time, but we cannot hear anything that you're saying. That's just it. Am I right, Isaac? So,
still, you can't hear me clearly?
No, it breaks in between. We hear two words and then it cuts off, it fades off, and then we hear another word and then it fades off. I'm not quite sure if it's where you're located or,
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's a little bit better. So try and speak from that point. Okay. I don't think this is no, this is not working, Freeman. I am sorry. We always enjoy your contribution, but we're not. Yes, we're not hearing anything from you, my man. Isaac, let me put you up. What are you making of it, Isaac? This whole saga of the Odumeje and co.
Well, as we discussed earlier, as I said, I will still emphasize on that. I believe it is just coincidence. So the man now will take the glory for that, and as you rightly said, he will make money out of that.
Billions. It will make billions out of it.
So, I'm sorry, I grew up in an Anglican church. I'm a Christian. I would say a practicing Christian. But I think I don't really believe in any. I don't really believe much in pastors, particularly in Nigeria. I can tell you it is because of lack of employment. That is why we have all kinds of pastors these days. If you go anywhere, in the streets, you will have about 100 churches.
This is it. That's the main industry. There are two industries in Nigeria: pastors and the government. Sorry, Isaac, you are a friend of the show, but we have been wanting a female voice all the way through. So now I think we may well have one. So, Angeline, off you go. You are the first female person in the 2 weeks or so now that we've been doing this interaction to have the brevity to come on stream. So well done. Introduce yourself and tell us where you stand with regards to this conversation. So the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you okay.
Okay, I'm Angeline Onyua. I'm calling from Saudi Arabia.
Okay, that's a new one.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. We can hear you okay. Carry on. You're the first person from Saudi to call, but carry on. Are you following the narrative?
Yes, I've been following since the saga I'm a Kenyan, by the way, but I love Nigeria. Die.
Of course, and we love Kenyans too, but only the female, the men, they can stay in Kenya, but the rest of you can come to Lagos. Carry on.
Thank you. So when I heard about the death of Ada Jesus, it really pained me as a parent. But if we go back to the Bible, like the case of King David, when he had a child with Bathsheba, the Solomon's mother, you see, the child became very sick, and David went to prayer and fasting. He denied himself a lot. But later, after all prayers, everything, the sacrifices, God had to take the child home. As for me, I say that if it's the will of God that Ada Jesus had to go home, let God's will be done. But let us not.
Angeline, are you
Yes.
linking the are you linking the death of Ada Jesus to Odumeje, or do you think it's just a coincidence that she has been carrying this ailment for a long while, and it is just coincidental that she happened to pass away at this point when she's having this scuttle with this preacher man? What is your take on it? The relationship, that triangle, Ada Jesus, Odumeje, Rita Edochie, and we're still bringing Zubby Michael in, so the story gets a lot more intriguing. But what is your take on that whole mix?
Okay, my take. I don't link. Before I was, but after Ada Jesus came out and said that people should not point fingers at others, that she has been sick for a long time, even before the saga, you see. Then I said, if she has been sick and right now she's just seeking for forgiveness, then this lady wants to make peace. I don't see that anybody has hand on it, since she came out and said that she has been sickly even before. This might take, sir.
Okay, but what do you make of because the other consideration to have is that this Odumeje, he rained curses on this girl that evil will befall on her and she will lose her life, and by whatever coincidence this girl has passed on. Do you not think that this guy will try and take credit for this girl passing on and attribute it to his powers and try and use that as leverage to get even more people to follow him and make more money off the back of it? What are you thinking it in that way, or am I just too cynical?
No. You are entitled to your opinion, sir. But come to think of it, who will go and join that church again after denying, after not forgiving an innocent girl? Ada Jesus is young, below 25.
She's 22.
Well, yes, she's 22. Ada Jesus is a very young girl. Maybe she was not lectured well, or out of ignorance, just she had to go out and pour out her anger and unleash everything on people, but she's still young. You see?
But the other thing, Angeline, is Ada Jesus is right that the miracles that these people are claiming, not just Odumeje, but the whole lot of them, is all fake. We've seen countless evidence of people that have come out to admit and confess in the public space that they were paid X amount of money. We saw that in South Africa, some ridiculous guy that said he was resuscitating people from the coffin. We've seen that in Nigeria. There's just countless. We all know that the miracles are fake. We all know it. We all know that they're all actors. So Ada Jesus has not really said anything that outrageous by my reckoning. What do you think? What do you make in general of all these miracle pastors? They are miracles. What is your take on it? So you make that comment, and then I'll go on to Max, who has just joined us. So what is just your take on those pastors and their miracles, Angeline?
Okay. On pastors and their miracles, in everything we do, or in this life, we have both legit and we have fake, right? On pastors, we have some who are genuinely called. I can't deny that. But I'll say that to some extent, Ada was right, because Ada came to apologize and say that somebody, we should not point fingers. And she never said that I'm sorry for saying that you do fake miracles. That one, she never even tried to apologize for anything or anybody. That one, I think Ada was very right.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you, Angeline. I'm happy for you to stay, but I'll go to Max now to introduce himself and tell us where you're positioned on this discussion. So, Angeline, if you put yourself on mute, and then Isaac, you can come back in, and then we'll see if our Freeman system is up now. So, Max, you next. Introduce yourself and tell us where you stand regarding the matters, and then we just sample other people's opinions.
Okay, Max, Marshall,
Hello. Yeah.
Ogun State.
Oh, good.
I've been following the saga all through last week, and I don't know. It's just a pity that I heard that Ada is late. I don't know how true that is. I've not followed the news up to that level, but I think if we have a government, Odumeje should be checked, because if we look through all scriptures, Jesus Christ was one who came to practice love. And any minister who is not operating on love is sick, is not a true man of God. Any minister who is not operating in forgiveness is not really a true man of God. And if we have a government and people following the news online, it should be called to book, it should be asked questions. But however, Ada in many occasions has declined that it's not, her illness has been with her for a very long time. So I'm not on Odumeje's side, never will be. Never will be. I see him like a clown, like a comedian, I see him like an actor. So I don't know.
Sorry, Max, I was talking to you and I didn't even realize that I was off the screen. What do you make of this? Oh, it's gone. Okay, Cyril, you're up next. Cyril, what says you?
Oh. Can you hear me?
We can. So just give us a brief take on it. You're a friend of the show, so we all know you. Give us a brief take on it, and then we go to Japheth, and then he'll tell me how to pronounce that name properly, and then we'll take his opinion as well. So just give us your quick take on it, and then we're going to the next person.
Thank you very much. Frankly speaking, what is happening in the Christian faith is more a disgrace to the Christian body, because the very tenet upon which Christianity is built upon is being abused by the day in Nigeria, and is not unconnected to the fact that there is lacking in leadership, the Christian leadership as well as the governmental leadership. The big question we should ask is, what is CAN doing? What is PFN doing? Why will a man take glory for another human's misfortune just to claim that he has power or God hears his causes? We've had a lot of issues like this.
But Cyril, do you think though that is going to take that credit? Just land the point so I can go to the because we've got somebody else that's not yet introduced them.
Okay. Yeah, the question is, it will depend on who is listening. Because you have a lot of gullible people. No matter what you tell them, no matter how much you try to explain to them that this was just accidental, they will tell you, no, it was because the man cursed her. That was the reason why she died. And to me, particularly, there is no correlation. There's no correlation between the death of that girl and the J's cause.
But you are an educated and an intelligent man, which then makes you one of the smaller percentages of the global population. So you cannot, the vast majority, they are devoid of hope, and they are hoping against hope, and they end up with people like this. This is why religion has such a large following, And this guy, if I want to put a figure on it, I'll say this girl is going to make a good 10 billion naira out of this incident. That is my take. Let's go to Japheth just to get his voice. Japheth, can you unmute yourself, introduce yourself, and tell us where your position regarding this ever-evolving saga? Japheth? Hello? Unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Hello, I can hear you.
Yeah, carry on. Introduce yourself and tell us what your take is regarding this matter.
Okay, my name. Let me mention my name properly. My name is Japheth. So
okay.
Yes. On this very issue, I could say all this just happened as an unforeseen occurrence, because although that Jesus have to suffer this in this very period of time, it doesn't mean that Odumeje is the one who is to be blamed for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because,
we know that. But do you think Odumeje will claim credit for it? Is the real question. Do you think he will claim credit for it? And do you think he'll try and milk it for money?
yes, in this very system of things that we are now, majority of the pastors we have, most of them are very fake, and they use every opportunity to claim glory for what they know nothing about. So I think he will use it to claim glory and to gain more members for himself. But that will be for those who doesn't know what they really want or what they know truly about the Bible. Because a real man of God have to forgive. Because even us as a Christian, being forgiven was out of the sacrifice Jesus Christ made. That was why we have been forgiven. And so with this, I think Odumeje have to come out and say something about it, trying to be sympathetic with this very young lady.
Japheth, I think the matter has really gone beyond that, because this is my thinking, and I'm not quite sure if I'm alone in this thinking, but I think Isaac thinks along the same lines as well. Irrespective of what Odumeje says, and irrespective of what happens after this, you know how Nigerians are, and you know how superstitious they are. He read curses on that girl, and barely a few months later, that girl passed away. He called for her death, and that happened. So, irrespective of what he says, the people anyway will make that attribution to him. Or what do you think?
Those are the one, me myself, I will call, they are not spiritually sound.
Yeah, because, but do they constitute the majority is the question.
Yes, because here in Nigeria, we like Christianity and worshiping humans than what is being mentioned in the Bible.
Exactly. So hold that thought. Let me bring the other person that is waiting in, just so we can hear his voice as well. Osamuyi, what says you? Introduce yourself and tell us where you stand. Osamuyi, unmute. You're up. So unmute yourself first. Unmute. I didn't mute you, did I? Hello, can you?
Yeah. Hello, good evening.
Hello, introduce yourself. Nice to meet you. Introduce yourself and tell us where you stand regarding this matter.
Okay, my name is Osamuyi Johnson. I am calling from France.
Okay.
And for the past, I think about a week or 2 weeks now, I've been following up due to the issue of Ada Jesus controlling this pastor called Odumeje. Yes, Odumeje. It's quite obvious, and I'm very disappointed due to the Christendom, because it's very wrong due to the Bible. And if we really have to follow what the Bible teaches us right from the birth, is not the pastor and the prophet we sing today, because they are there for themselves. They are not there for people like us. And I'm very disappointed because at that initial point, Odumeje is supposed to put everything aside by forgiving that girl called Ada Jesus. May I so
Osamuyi, let me ask you 2 questions. May I so rest in peace? Yes, we all agree. 2 questions. I can hear French in your voice.
yes, of course.
You're
Yes.
a Frenchman, so you're not Nigerian. So that's
no,
one.
I'm from Nigeria, but I live in France. I live in France.
Okay, but you have a real strong French to your voice. You've lived in. Did you grow up in France?
No, I've been in France for the past 10 years.
Okay, that's probably it, because we can hear that je ne sais quoi in your voice. So aside from that, would you describe Odumeje as a man of God, a businessman, an entertainer, or a ritualist? So how would, or any other term, how would you describe him? Do you see this chap, this bleach-skinned, short little man that jumps up and down? Would you say this was a man of God?
No, for me, I think we have to skip the area of a man of God, because
No.
he is not because he is not a man of God.
No.
Yes, he's not a man of God. Okay, imagine somebody came to the church for deliverance. Okay, I've never seen where a man of God with all crushes started beating somebody, or maybe by pressing the neck, or maybe by throwing somebody to the floor and saying you are delivering the person. No, that is not deliverance. Odumeje is there just like a body of celebrity. I don't count him to be a man of God. No, he's not a man of God.
I see him as an entertainer, a chancer, and an opportunist. It's nothing to do with anything other than God. It's like just going to the theater. It's like going to the cinema, going to the theater, going to the circus, going to that guy's church. It's no different from, you say, okay, how do I want to entertain myself this Sunday? Do I go to the movies and be entertained? Or do I go and watch this short little man jumping up and down on some rostrum and slapping people around to be entertained? You stay there. Isaac, what are you making of this? Isaac?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yes.
Thank you for having me again. Okay, like me, if I will describe him, I will say number one is an entertainer, businessman, and opportunist. So the last one, which is a ritualist preacher, I'm not going to go by that, because I don't see him do anything ritual. But in physical realm, with what I see so far about him, I would say he's a entertainer, businessman, and opportunist. And these two, entertainer, businessman, and opportunist, that is what we have in our in almost all our pastors in Nigeria today.
90%. Okay, Osamuyi, give us your final remarks as we say our goodbyes, and please come back again. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, by the way, and you like the video. But give us your final thoughts as we say goodbye, and then we'll go to Japheth to give us his final thoughts as we say goodbye to you. So off you go, Osamuyi. Am I pronouncing your name properly?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Yes. So give us your takeaway point as we say goodbye. So off you go.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much. My takeaway point goes this way. We have to be strong, and we have to be heart-warmed. We have to be prayerful, and we have to believe on ourselves. And really, for me, I don't have anything to do with anything man of God. If I need prayer, I go on my knees. If I feel like communicating to my God, I can hold the fasting for 2-3 days, and I'm sharing this to my loved ones watching us right now. And my final word: may the soul of Ada Jesus rest in the bosom of the Lord. As I say goodbye to every lovers that are watching.
Amen.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us, and please make sure you join us again. You've been very refreshing, your voice, and there's a lot to take from what you have to say. So please carry on watching. Make sure you subscribe and like, and of course, call in for the next session. we're here every day, myself and Isaac in particular. So thank you. Japheth, can you unmute yourself? Give us your final thoughts as we say our goodbyes to you.
And for me, my final words will be, I just have a portion of the Bible to read here. We said 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 21. Sorry, 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 21. That says that for prophecy was at no time brought by men's will, but men spoke from God as they were moved by Holy Spirit. So what I will have to say about that, Odumeje laying curses on our dad Jesus was, I can never believe that it was God's prophecy or God moved him to do that, because God can never move him to do something of such, which he will be laying curses on someone. So what I just have to say, it happened just in the same period of time. Dad Jesus was not feeling fine at the first time. He has been sick for a very long time. Then the thing happened because it is time for it to happen. That is just what I have to say. Then for me, I hardly before I even believe all these prophets, I don't go by them. Every person in life have to know how to read the scripture and understand, because everybody have that freedom of touching the Bible and understanding what it means. Salvation is not meant by one person. That is just what I have to say.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Japheth. And there's nothing to disagree with in what you have just said. The most potent way of worship, of course, is exactly as Japheth just described. In your moment of need, or in your moment, not even in need really, but in the moments that you are moved, just go on your knees, and between you and your God, you say the words. You don't even have to be vast in the Bible. Just speak from the heart in prayer. That is probably the most potent and the most direct route to God, because no pastor can articulate your heart's desire more than yourself. And the pastor, he may well know the Bible verses, but is not as Puritan and as pious as you might well think he is. So thank you, Japheth, for introducing that Bible element. And as I said to the last chap, please make sure you carry on watching and come back again. It's been refreshing hearing your voice. Freeman, Freeman, let's give it another go, Freeman, because we're keen to hear from you. Freeman, have you sorted out the gremlins yet? No, Freeman is still, Freeman, when you watch back, you will see that I did try to get you on, but your system is a bit, there's a lag in your system. So it's back to you and I again, Isaac, but let us just acknowledge actually what happened today with just this now short little caption that bear with me, I did have it lined up, but we must just acknowledge exactly what has happened. So this is short and succinct and to the point. Breaking, Ada Jesus dies 2 days after celebrating birthday. This, of course, is the news, and we're all aware, but of course, to acknowledge it in the course of this session, popular Nigerian comedian Ada Jesus has died of kidney failure after 2 days of marking her birthday. So popular Nigerian comedian Ada Jesus has died of kidney failure after 2 days of marking her birthday. Confirming the news on Wednesday, Harrison Gwanishu, who led a group of Nigerians that took Ada Jesus to hospital, told BBC News this afternoon. His words, "She is gone." So it is quite just 3 words, but to the point. So she is gone. Recall the popular comedian Ada Jesus had been battling kidney problems for some months. So that is just a short and to the point announcement of the passing of this girl, which we must, of course, acknowledge, because this is, of course, what is underpinning this whole interaction. But as I said, there are several characters in this now never-ending saga, and of course, okay. Let me actually come back in the room as I try and line up the next guy. Isaac, what says you?
Okay, like we have been saying, to me, I don't believe that it was Odumeje handwork. And as you just said, that the sickness started about 3 months ago. That was when I think they found out from the hospital. It might have been happening before 3 months ago.
Yes, that is exactly the thing. But remember, I was describing Odumeje as nothing at all of a pastor or a preacher man, and I described him as a chancer, an opportunist, a businessman, and I also called him a ritualist. But then you agreed with the first three in that list, but you said you were not too sure because you have no reasons to think of him in that like. But he is thought of in that like, and a lot of celebrities actually gravitate towards him, to the point that one of those celebrities is ensnared now in this occultism that is that whole setup of his ministry. So let me bring you this narration. Bear with me one moment. So this is a guy called Zubby Michael. You might or might not know him. I don't expect a man of your importance to be watching Nollywood movies, but he's a popular guy in Nollywood. So this is what Zubby Michael has to say as to being ensnared in that whole Odumeje saga. Don't be stupid. Odumeje is my guy, not my pastor. So Zubby Michael, of course, it seems to have happened on some fortune recently, to the point that he's doing that crazy thing. You know, this crazy thing that some people do in Nigeria. I don't want to narrow it especially to the eastern quarters, but you see it a lot when this happened on some funny money, and then they go out in the streets and they're actually on some rooftop car, just flaunting money onto the streets, just, you know, making a real nuisance. This real show of just a bastardization of money. Some of them will even use that thing to be just spray money anyhow right on the street. So this Zubby Michael, a noted Nollywood actor, this just seemed to have happened on some fortune that just came suddenly upon him, and the attribution of that fortune, a lot of people are signing to his relationship with this Odumeje, which then brings that ritualistic elements that I was referencing the last time. So now let's hear Zubby try and extricate himself from this allegation. Don't be stupid. Odumeje is my guy, not my pastor. Zubby Michael tackles critic. So now let's see what Zubby has to say. So in 2019, videos had circulated the internet of Zubby dancing and jumping around as one would in a party alongside Odumeje, as the latter went on with his deliverance and prophecies. This had prompted claims in some quarters that the actor was one of the cleric's church members. But on Sunday, the 35-year-old filmmaker took to his Instagram page to lash out at those he said were spreading false claims that he got spiritual powers for his Nollywood success from Odumeje. So that is the allegation that I wanted to land on right there, and that is the ritualistic element that I am ascribing now to this whole mesh. So I'll take that paragraph again. But on Sunday, the 35-year-old filmmaker took to his Instagram page to lash out at those he said were spreading false claims that he got spiritual powers for his Nollywood success from Odumeje, admitting that he had known the controversial clergyman as a friend back in Onitsha. Zubby added that he doesn't go to church, talk more of having the self-acclaimed Indaboski as a pastor. According to him, Odumeje had once graced his housewarming party by doling out over 1 million naira in cash, whilst he reciprocated the gesture by giving 500,000 during the pastor's birthday party. The Lion, Odumeje, where is he leading you all? You guys can enjoy all the drama, but I hate it when you say that's where Zubby got powers from. he made Zubby successful, Zubby explained. So, Zubby Michael ensnared in all of this. Are you sick? The thunder that will fire those making such claims will come from Adamawa. I am not denying he's my friend way back from Onitsha, but does that mean I go there to pray? Odumeje is my guy, not my pastor. Don't be stupid. I don't go to church. I am more of a spiritual person than a religious person. I hate it when you tag me in your unnecessary drama, especially Tunde Ednut. Are you stupid? Why are you promoting unnecessary drama? Don't you see what others promote? You are a fool. I am saying this because of my fans. Odumeje is my guy. During my housewarming, he came and spread 1.something million naira. He invited me during his birthday, and I sprayed 500,000 naira. So a typical Igbo man, he clearly made a profit from there. Somebody sprayed him 1 million, and he sprayed half of that back. But because of that, people are already making false claims. Stop that nonsense. He's my friend, not my pastor. I am trying to be as punchy as I imagine him saying it in anger. If you want me in your own show, then pay me. I'll definitely come. So this is Zubby Michael ensnared in this whole saga that is the narrative of Ada Jesus, Odumeje, the veteran actress Rita Edochie, Zubby Michael, of course, we've already mentioned, and this now young girl, Ada Jesus, has passed on, having been ensnared in the clutches of the dark world of the preacherman, chancerman, spiritualist, as they call him, ritualist, as I've now said controversially, but then, of course, whatever happened, the attribution, of course, is a kidney failure. But then, of course, if the curse that this guy placed upon this girl manifests, it will manifest in some form of debilitation. So that form of debilitation will vest itself in whichever way it vests itself to then ease life of this girl. But however it has panned out, in Yoruba land, we say Ajekelano Omokuledi. So a classic example of Ajekelano Omokuledi, but alas, a 22-year-old girl is gone. What says you?
Samuel,
Samuel, are you back?
yes, of course, I'm back.
Okay. Did you want to add something else to?
Well, yes, of course, yes.
Yeah, because you clicked on the thing again, or was that?
Yes,
was that okay? Just have one. Just have a say, and then yeah.
Okay, fine. What I quickly want to add is this: we should stop deceiving ourselves, because we are in an age where individual, just like you broadcasting, just like you on YouTube, you are one of the God sent. Because when I was growing up, there was nothing like YouTube, WhatsApp, or Messenger. And to God be the glory. We are all alive.
Now. Yeah.
And I'm shocked about hearing news about people that come themselves believers, like prophet, pastors, and others. And I want to use this media to reach the family of Ada Jesus, and especially to the mother. I pray that God should strengthen her. I pray that God should stand by her, because this is a very big loss, not only to the family, but to the fans and the loved ones. And that is all I have to add for now, because
I can't get over how French you sound. You know, you sound so French. Let me ask you: are you a pastor yourself?
No, I'm not a pastor, but I went to pastoring school before I left Nigeria, and
okay.
I'm a chorister, in short. You know, I'm a blessed anointed tenor singer.
Are you looking to go into full ministry?
Yes, of course, but due to the characters of things nowadays, you know, it's so scary.
You see, I could pick all of that up. I could pick all of that up just from the way you present and how you present. I can tell that this is a pastor in the making. But when you become a pastor, please remember me, because I know your calling is from God, but I also know that it's a very lucrative, so don't forget us. Eh?
Yeah, you bless, sir.
When you're buying your fourth private jet, like Apostle Suleiman. So thank you, Osamuyi. Please feel free to just, anytime you want to come, just come. Even if you just want to be in the background and just comment every now and then. That is how Isaac and I became friends. So everybody is welcome. It's a gathering. So that is Osamuyi. He had an additional comment to make, and he just came back to make it quickly. Isaac.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, what are you making of this Zubby Michael element to it? Because I don't expect you to actually know who Zubby Michael was. I didn't even know who Zubby Michael was until recently.
I think I watch Igbo movies sometimes, and I think I know Zubby Michael is an actor.
So his name is tied into that whole thing, because he suddenly seems to have just gotten suddenly so rich. And the richness that he has gotten seems to tie in with his continued friendship now, or his sudden friendship with this Ndaboski. And a lot of people are now claiming that, as you heard in the narration, a lot of people are claiming that he got some spiritual powers from Ndaboski to be successful, to the point that he had to come and put a disclaimer out in public. So that is why I call these people ritualists. But what are you making of just the whole mess of it? And Cyril will come to you in a moment. Off you go, Isaac.
Okay, and to connect Zubby Michael with Odumeje, if he said they are friends, well, they are friends. They know where they went all together. So I'm not going to go to that. But what I'm making out of Zubby Michael is that there is no free money anywhere in the world. You cannot work very hard for your money and you just spray it on the streets. It is not possible. Even our politicians that are getting free money, for them to give you 5,000 naira, it will be very, very difficult. Remember, they are getting free money, let alone somebody who worked really hard for his money and just drive on the street and just spray the money and spread. It is never done. There is no free money anywhere. So something is behind that money. If anybody is spraying money on the streets, just throw it on the street for everybody to come and pick it up. Something is behind it. There is no genuine money in that, because you cannot work really hard for money and just throw it on the street. So something is behind it.
You see, Isaac, I could have played you a clip of this Zubby Michael doing this, but he's notorious for copyright striking people. I was going to play you a clip of all these people in the Bosky, Zubby Michael, Rita, whatever her last name is, but they are all notorious for copy striking people, because of course they don't want their goings on, their dirty little secrets are exposed in the media space, so they try and strike down people whenever they get the space.
I think I saw the Zubby Michael where it was on top of the vehicle. I think,
just like area boy behavior.
So there is no free money anywhere. So that money it has something that back it. You cannot work very hard for your money and you spray it on the street.
And by the way, the people who pick up that money, they should be cautious as well, because that whole mix is just a mess. Cyril, what's it? You left us. What happened? Did we offend you?
No,
and what are you making of the whole thing?
Like I said initially, in regards to the Adajesus and Odumeje and the rest, in regards to what happened to Adajesus and Odumeje, I would say, like I said earlier, that is just leadership problem. The Christian Association, that's the CAN, has failed.
Or do you think this guy will be part of CAN? Do you think somebody like Odumeje will be part of CAN?
No, it's not. I don't know. It's not part of CAN. But there should be a structure that regulates the Christian faith. If CAN was not to be a political body, like if they were not meddling into politics, A lot of these systems, these Christian entities would have like give their respect to the body, but because they themselves have soiled their hands, it's difficult for them to even control these bodies. It was supposed to be an umbrella body that regulates the actions and the inactions of the church. That is where it is failing. You know, in Nigeria, it is madness that sells. If you're trying to make sense, you don't sell. If you're trying to be reasonable, nobody hears you. But once you become mad, you become very foolish and stupid, that's when people begin to listen to you. This is what these people have discovered. That's the reason why they're bringing all forms of gimmicks to the public space, because that's what sells. To me, I don't think Odumeje, Zubby is involved in any ritualistic of any sort. I don't believe he's involved in rituals.
No,
But the truth is that
sorry, Cyril. Just for the purposes of not defaming anybody, of course the allegations were there, and that's why I brought you the narrative, and you heard it in the narrative. So I personally am not alleging that either, and of course, but the association with Odumeje will always bring that sort of like a speculation as to you are suddenly friends with this guy and you are suddenly booming. So and that particular act of going on this or through the sunroof of a car to be spraying money, it just ties into all of that mesh and the mess that is Odumeje that then leads people towards that sort of a conclusion. So I just wanted to add that proviso. So carry on, Cyril.
Okay. So
yeah, carry on.
The question will be, how much this spray? How much does he have? These things are just a way of attracting people. You know, after which you've drawn maybe a little thousands, and people begin to say you spray $1 billion, just for people to notice you and gravitate towards you. How much is he? How much is he worth?
You think it's just abracadabra?
I'm telling you,
he's just doing abracadabra.
Yes. How much is he? How much is he worth? These things are just for public
Professor
show.
Pella.
Just like a man goes to buy a very expensive vehicle. They are just mere window decoration. Buy a very expensive vehicle so that when a potential client sees you, he feels you're doing well. In the real sense, you know that that's all your money is invested in that vehicle. But when that client sees you, that potential client sees you, he invests in you, believing that you've arrived. If you go on YouTube, you see a lot of clips that Zubby has acted. He writes for himself, and he also screenplay these movies. They might not be qualitative movies, but he does it regularly. So he makes his money from this place. Go on YouTube and see a lot of clips that this guy put on there. You know, Nigerians love rubbish, so they will buy into it. That's what entertains them. So this is where he got his fame, and trying to also mingle with the other pastor, Odumeje. These all things are just a circle of
liquid metal
entertainers. That's what I call them. They're just entertainers, and I don't blame them as much as I blame the government that they are operating under. For you to come out as a pastor,
but still in that territory, and this is to Isaac as well. Just in percentage terms, because we've seen all of these elements, Daddy Freeze, Suleiman, Ndaboski, just countless of them. What is that one that was having some wife and then getting another woman pregnant in South Africa? Some hardcore Yoruba name like that he has. You know, so just all of these sort of people. Would you really say these people are really men of God? Do they really have anything to do with Christianity? Or should we put this in the realms of the entertainment industry, with them just using the Bible as a pathway, as just like a base for entertainment, rather than them being anything about religion? What is your take of all this, like Jesus Christ PLC sort of pastors that we have all over the Nigerian space? That's just a broader question. Do you want to reflect on it and let Isaac come in, or do you have any thoughts on it? Can you hear me?
Okay, is the question for me?
No, the question is for you first, because
Yes,
you're talking, and then yeah, it's for both of you, but you go first.
Okay. Yeah. I understand. We are putting their authenticity to questioning. I think that's what we're doing. But
sorry, we're talking. Sorry, we're talking in percentage terms as well. Sorry to keep interrupting you, Cyril. But what I wanted you to do is to give a percentage to it, and then apply that question that I'm asking. That out of all of this mix of people that we have within the Nigerian Christendom, what percentage of them actually, but of course it's not your determination, but just in your opinion, what percentage of them actually have a true calling, and what percentage of them are essentially pastorpreneurs and entertainers? So give it a percentage term and then back it up with whatever it is that you would like to back it up with. So Cyril?
Yeah. Okay. I would like to use Jesus Christ as a standard, because the word Christian actually means followers of Christ. And by followers of Christ, we mean those persons that are like Christ, that act the way Christ acted when he was on this planet Earth. That's why the Bible says we should test our spirit. So if personally I want to review some of their actions and some of the things they do, I just oppose it with the character of Jesus that we read of in the Bible. I'll tell you, they are just 20% involved in the Christian faith and 80% their own business. The 20% there is the Bible they carry. The 80% is the empires they built. That is how I personally see it. But I'm not here to judge them. I am not the one who called whoever that alleged to be called, that claimed to be called.
Touch not my anointed.
But by my own standard,
are you touch not my anointed?
No, it's not.
You're trying to cover yourself. You're trying to cover yourself, Abby. You're afraid.
No,
look at Cyril. As big as your chest is, you're afraid of
read the Bible.
They are for one eye.
I'm trying to land.
Yeah, carry on.
No,
carry on. I'm only pulling your legs. Carry on. Yeah.
I know. Okay. I've been around for too long for me to be shaking when I'm saying things I'm convinced of. I'm not saying this out of the fact that someone says it. I'm saying it out of my conviction that this is what it is. So the aspect that I said I'm not here to judge anyone is because the Bible says we shouldn't judge. But by the standard that Christ laid, by the scriptural standards, the Bible that I read from cover to cover, I can tell you that 80% of the dispositions of these people are not Christ-like. 20% is that percent that Jesus saw in some of those persons that he said, leave them. If they are not against me, they are for me. In the scripture, the disciples came to Jesus and told him, these people. Okay.
Let me put you on the spot, Cyril, before I go to Isaac, and I just need a one word answer, just or at least a short answer as you can. Can you name at least one or two people within the Christendom, names that we're familiar with, that for you would consider truly a man of God? So yeah, that's the question, and that question is to you too, Isaac. So both questions to you too, Isaac. So one or two names that, by your reckoning, is a man of God.
I don't think
Odumeje?
I have an answer to that.
Okay. Reflect on it and let's.
I have an answer to that.
No, you will do. No, of course. I mean, no. If you have faith in somebody, Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, if you go mute and then we go to Isaac. So both questions to you, Isaac. I can't remember. I said in percentage terms, just looking at the Nigerian landscape, how many in percentage terms would you say were have the calling from Christ, and how many would you say were pastorpreneurs? And then I added on the extra question for Cyril, which goes to you as well. Can you give at least a name, or probably two, of a person within the Nigerian Christendom, a name that we'll be familiar with, that for you follows the path as you would understand it? So, Isaac.
Thank you very much for having me again. Actually, when we're talking about religion, it is a very funny topic. and I pray that God will open our eyes to see, particularly those living in Nigeria. That is what I will say first. Now, if we are thinking about percentage, I will say maybe 2% of all the pastors that we have in Nigeria today.
Wow, you are harsh.
I'm very, very harsh. I am an Anglican.
Mm.
I grew up in Anglican. So I can only say 2% right now, because I am sorry, I don't really trust any pastors. That is just the bottom line. Particularly when you're talking of Nigeria, it is just business. It is just business. The reason why I'm saying this is that most of them, if they claim to be following footsteps of Jesus Christ, but in their deed, you will see that some people deviate from the doctrine of Jesus Christ. Because if we remember in the Bible, I couldn't remember the chapter that Jesus Christ said it. When one man came to Jesus and said to him, God, what should I do? God, what should Lord, what should I do to get the kingdom of God? He said, go and sell all your property and give it to these people. Then you will enter into the kingdom of God. Then there's another story that says, when somebody came to Jesus and they said to him, no, Jesus said, when I was in prison, you didn't feed me. When I was thirsty, you didn't give me water. When I was a visitor, you didn't accept me at your house. So on and on. That was how Jesus Christ mentioned it. How many of these pastors are doing this? That is my concern. Now, you are talking. It is a very hot debate, right?
Yeah, carry on.
When we're talking about pastors, I am expecting them to do all this. How could I pay my tithe into your church, and you build a university, and I cannot afford to go to that university, and you only build it for rich people? Then I'm a member of your church.
Do you know what sorry, let me interrupt you. Do you know what I think, Isaac? I think, and this is a view that I've held for a while, that the United Nations should ascribe tithes and offerings, especially tithes, because offering, of course, is voluntary. I think the United Nations should ascribe tithing as a crime against humanity. That is what I think. It is a crime against humanity because they are holding people virtually at gunpoint. And when we're saying we're holding people at gunpoint, we're not talking about, it doesn't necessarily have to be a physical gun, but they are, to all intents and purposes, holding people at gunpoint. They will say that you have to sow the first seed. Your first salary goes to a church. When the pastor is driving Lamborghini, matching it on top of Ferrari to go from private jet to helicopter, and you cannot feed it, it's a crime against humanity. That's just my thought. Sorry, Isaac, carry on.
Exactly. Like, okay, now, when I was growing up as an Anglican, we knew that when we bring something to church, the pastor will give it to those to the poor in the church, like orphan, like a widow or widower. But now nobody cares about that. If you are a widower, you better mind your own business. So pastor of this day, they don't care. They only care about themselves. That is why I said I don't believe in it. I'm an Anglican. I can tell you,
Isaac, Isaac, you're a regular, so I'm always interrupting. You know what really pains me the most? One of the things that really kills me about these people and why I'm again insistent that they should, during the pandemic, during the very height of C-19, you know what these people were doing? They were not, because people could not go out and work, and they even to go and just the little money to go and buy food. These people took their services online, and they were insisting that people continue to pay tithes and offerings, tithes especially online during pandemic. I mean, for God's sake.
The same thing.
Is it not during the pandemic that the church now needs to be buying food and making sure that they are driving through the police blockade to get to their members and make sure everybody is getting food? No, they want the tithe and offering to be coming online.
Exactly. I still want to bring that into this conversation. I was talking to one of my friends. They say, "Oh, the church assessment is 4 million naira per this year." I laugh. I said, "Okay, now the diocese, the diocese now need 4 million from your church, which is a local church. Now people are not working, so can't bishop reasonable enough to say, okay, well, things are very hard this year. Okay, we are going to set up committee to review the assessment we put into your church. Okay, well, things are very bad now because nobody are working now. Okay, let's just and nobody is traveling. Let's just reduce this money to 3 million. I said that is what I was expecting. Not still spend it on that 4 million. So what happened to our senses? What happened to the senses?
It's just a real shame, Isaac. Let me actually bring Japheth in because he's come back, because I think he's quite keen to land another point. So Japheth, unmute yourself and then just say what you'd like to say. Japheth.
Okay. Thank you for accepting me back.
Okay.
What I just is because God bless Joseph and Isaac for the speech that they have given. For Joseph, he made mention of something that I loved so much. He said these people, they like what they are doing business. What they are really doing is business, which I myself I quite agree with it.
No, they are gangsters. Let's call a spade a spade. They are gangsters. Carry on. Yeah.
Yes. Let me talk about Jesus Christ when he was on earth. Now, these people that they call themselves man of God, the people they work with tells a lot about them. You imagine a man of God working with a celebrity that said he used to act a movie, and most of these movies are spiritism's movie, which me myself, I can never imagine me watching such movie. Then you dine with them, you go with them, and you're always around them. And secondly, they buy cars, they build houses, even to the extent a pastor owns a private jet.
Sorry to interrupt you, Japheth. I'm always interrupting. It really gets me mad, when Johnson Suleiman is coming out and boasting that he's thankful for the C-19 pandemic, and that during the C-19 pandemic has been able to make so much money to buy a fourth, not his first, not his second, not his third, but his fourth jet, whilst the congregation are languishing under pandemic that is sweeping up the world and taking lives. And these people, again, they will congregate. Of course, if it's making this money, where is he making it from? Because, of course, there's two-part ways that these churches used to make money, two-part ways. One, well, the main way that they make money is they do money laundering for drug dealers, politicians, etc. Because, of course, the church is registered as a charitable organization, and their account is not as heavily audited and looked at by authorities. So all these criminals, they launder their money through these churches, and the church, of course, takes a percentage. So that is where all these private jets are coming from. But on top of that, they beat down hard on the downtrodden using this heavy duty language. If you go to any of these churches, even me that I am as cynical gets, when I go to some of these churches, when the pastor gets to one point, I am opening my wallet. I know this guy is calling me, but I am still opening my wallet. So these people, they are just ruthless to the core. Japheth, sorry, I interrupted you. Carry on.
No problem. And Joseph also mentioned other thing that Jesus Christ, Christians are Christ followers. And as Christ followers, what we are expected to do is to do exactly what Jesus Christ have done. Going out there, preaching to people, which I expect every one of us is entitled to do that as Jesus Christ's disciples. Now, these people are not doing it. And you see, most of these pastors, they are being guided with police, soldiers, and every other thing, even with armored cars.
Imagine.
These are the same people we expect them to come and knock at our door, preach to us freely without being afraid. But they are the one guided. Jesus Christ, when he was on earth, he was never guided by any other person. Even when Peter drew out a sword,
don't get too heavy with the Bible. We are not having we are not having Sunday school. We are here to give Odumeje flogging and Rita Edochie. That's what we're doing. We're giving people. It's a beating session that we are having now. Not so we can sermonize the next time. But here we are administering a beating to Odumeje and his band of 419 followers. This is really the object. But land your point.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. No problem about that. But for me, I would say for those who have private jet up to like 4, I don't know if they are going to fly up to heaven just like that. But all we know is that we that have the hope, let us just keep working on our own without these people. Because if we follow these people, we are being deceived totally. That is just it. For me, I cannot mention. Okay.
Thank you very much, Japheth. So, Carrie, yeah, land the point.
I said, for me, I can't really mention any man of God that I will say this one is a man of God.
Sorry, before you go, did you hear the question that I put to Cyril and Isaac?
Yes, I heard the question.
Yes, I heard it. Let me put it to you again, just to be clear. And please be succinct and to the point with your answer. I'm saying in percentage terms, just looking at the Nigerian landscape now, in percentage terms of all the pastors that are known, and you sound quite Christian from the way you are quoting verses, so you should be able to tackle this one. So in percentage terms, of all the known pastors, not just in percentage terms of that landscape, how many of them would you say in percentage terms are actually followers of Christ? And how many of them would you say are just businessmen? That's one. And then the add-on question that I added to Cyril and then put to Isaac is for you to give a name of a person that you will vest your faith in. So those are the two questions. So just a brief answer to them.
My answer is this. Sorry, I won't be able to name any one of them because none of them is. My reason is once they start, when they start, they are not rich yet. And once they are not rich, so they pretend to be loyal. But immediately they get rich, that is all. So for me...
Sorry, my brother. But is that not the answer right there? If they start and they are not rich and they are faithful, but then when they get to a certain point and they become greedy, are you not then of the thought that that greed was already in them and that false humility that they were showing at the starting point is just a false cloth that they've garbed themselves with in order to get to that point where they become Suleiman with a 4 private jets? So it's one and the same. Everybody is humble. A poor man is always humble. Have you ever seen an arrogant poor man? When they are hungry, of course, they are humble. Huh? What?
Yes.
Okay, carry on. Okay, just answer the question.
Yes, of course. To me, I can't mention anyone. No one.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, thank you for your thought. Let's go to Cyril. Cyril has joined us back. Cyril, a regular. So thank you, Japheth. And if you want to come back, then please do. Cyril, what says you to the general conversation so far? Cyril?
I think I've made my comment very clear. But the truth of the matter is that there are certain actions that I can't fault. There are certain actions that I can't fault because we are all humans and we all have our desires, our heart desires. But the only reason why certain actions are not resting well with me is because of the position that these people are holding. They are supposed to be talking about the heavens. They are supposed to be telling about how to prepare for the eternal life rather than enthroning materialism. Because when a pastor begins to show all the signs of a worldly person, it therefore means that what he is preaching is not deeply rooted inside of him. He's not convinced that Christ is coming soon. Because if you are convinced that Christ is coming soon, you will be storing your treasures in heaven instead of storing them here. If you're building businesses and expanding your business, it therefore means that you have more faith in this world than in the year after. So if I'm following you, I see you doing business and expanding your businesses, buying luxuries, getting all these things that I also want to get as somebody who is not very, very committed in the faith. Therefore, it becomes to like indicate my desires that, okay, this is the right thing to do. If my pastor is looking at, trying to secure his earthly reign, then I should also do same.
Sorry to interrupt
that
you.
is just
It's not just the. Sorry, Cyril, to interrupt you. It's just not the materialism that we're talking about. It's the womanizing as well. Apostle Johnson Suleiman and all that, Deborah Pademilenius and all that kind of business. This is the thing that they do. These people, they're after two things: money and babes. That's just it. They're just all. Look at Suleiman that dresses like Liberace or something, like some showman that is about to open an act in the West End, flouncing and bouncing about with gold watches, and Stephanie Otobo in Canada, and the other one that has just come out and is raining curses on them and is chancing junior pastor's wife and looting all the money and bribe. He just did. Forget Christ. These people are they're gangsters. That's just my view anyway. Let's bring Mfo in because he's just coming now to join us. Mfo, let's hear you. Introduce yourself and tell us what you're making of the conversation so far. And then we'll go to Isaac, and then I'll bring you one more story. So, Mfo, you're up.
Yeah, good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Hello. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, carry on. I can hear you. We can all hear you. Carry on.
All right. My name is Nwafo Timothy. I'm in Owerri, Imo State. Sorry, I just joined the conversation just now. I just went to my YouTube. I saw the live one. I have to tune in. In regards to the various things that have been happening around Christendom and all that, and I know the reason for this actually might be because of the happenings of today. Am I right? In terms of that Jesus, right?
Yes, it is. And Odumeje, the liquid metal, otherwise known as the liquid gold, otherwise known as pastor of courses or whatever. Anyway, yes, that whole mix.
Yeah, the Indaboski Bahose.
Yeah, Indaboski Baboski. I thought it was Bobrisky at some point. Or is it Bobrisky too? Because he looks a bit like Bobrisky. Okay. Anyway, carry on.
Actually, I've been following up the happenings around this. I've been following up from the time they went for forgiveness at his church. And also, but if you can listen to what he actually said, he wanted to forgive, but he gave them a platform for forgiveness. He have to tell them what they must do before he
my
will
brother, sorry. For forgiveness with conditions. Where is that? Can you quote me that verse in the Bible that forgiveness with conditions?
All right, thank you very much.
Are you a member of his congregation, by the way?
it is not biblical to place forgiveness on the platform of a reason or something you must do to be forgiven. Are you getting it? The only thing scripture told us is to confess and we will be forgiven. Are you getting it? Because everything have already been paid. So actually, it is true, like Apostle Suleiman always say, that we are men of God. We are men before of God. There is every tendency that the natural feeling of a man can arise on a minister of God. But the ability to really sense it out at that time and work on it is wisdom applied. Of course, many cases where even Apostle John Suleiman came on air and apologized for some things he did out of his own.
Sorry, Mwafo. Yes, just two things on what you just said. I absolutely agree with what you just said, and well done for saying it, because of course, we cannot fail to acknowledge that these people are just mortal beings, and the fact that they have this calling does not then make them human beings with all of the emotions that we carry. So well done for saying that. But then the point you went on to is Justice Suleiman coming to apologize. How many times has Justice Suleiman apologized? Because I can count at least 50. So yes, he has all of the failings of a man. But me, that I'm not a preacher man, I don't think I have half the failings or half the reasons for apology as Suleiman does. Tomorrow again, there'll be another babe that he has chanced and he has rained abuses on and given money that will expose him, and he will come on this throne. I am just a man of flesh. No, because you call me daddy. This guy should be slapped from anyway. Yeah, make your point.
All right.
Carry on.
So remember my reference point is on the Ndaboski Bahose. That's my reference. So there is actually the big mistake he actually made in that regard. He would have just, even though Rita Edochie might not even give a forgiveness them, but because of the office he himself is occupying as a minister or so, you should have forgiven immediately and let go. Do you understand?
Is he a minister? Is he a minister by your reckoning? Is he a man of God? I'm asking you now what you think. Is he a man of God?
Okay. Number one thing is this.
Let me nail you down. Is he a man of God? I'll answer that question. For me, he's not a man of God. So you tell me first if you think he's a man of God, then you can go on and qualify your answer. So is he a man of God? In the Bosky, the Brisky, Bobrisky, is he a man of God?
All right. There are some answers that don't need.
A politician. Okay, carry on.
Yes, I would tell you that he said he is. Now the way I put it, I wouldn't say he is or he is not. Are you getting it? He said he is. So I wouldn't try to dangle about that. He said he is. So we just take you for whom we say you are. If you say you are a pastor, we take you for who you say you are. It's all about God to whether you are. That is just mine. Are you getting it? Personally, I don't listen to his sermon. The only thing maybe I go through is short videos of his singing and all that. I don't really listen to him as far trying to listen to a minister either. You get what I'm saying? So that's by the way. But what I'm saying is this: the mistake has been done. The mistake has been done in his own regard, by whom he said he is. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? So the fact is this also. He have forgiven. Yes, quite all right. And he also repeated what he said earlier before he forgave. That he didn't say he's not forgiven, that he said that they should provide those people he used for fake miracles. That was the platform of.
Do you think the public will forgive him for this? Do you think he will get a public backlash for this now, what's just played out now? I'm talking about.
I don't think so because he have actually, in the eyes of the public, failed in a regard. In fact, the public might even hold him responsible.
I think a lot of people will.
Yes. So, but the only thing he could also say, like for example, of course, even the public when he didn't forgive the initial time, when the public was now saying, Ada Jesus is recovering. Yes, she is recovering. Then I say, is it because he saw that she's recovering? Let him now, forgive, so that it will not be that he's the one that afflicted the sickness on her. You understand what is happening in the social media? Are you getting it? So
Yes.
at least let's just we thank God that he actually, forgave before this death. If not, in fact, people might even talk about to arrest him. Even now, some people are talking about arrest.
You know that he caused her almost with death. In fact, with death. You know he caused her with death just a few months ago. You know that he did that.
I think there are some this thing about that. Even at that place, he also talks of, even at the verge of asking for forgiveness, he mentioned a kind of this same thing will clear off that family and all that. Yes, we had that, but that's why I said they are men before of God. It's just that they allow the natural tendency of a man, their weakness. Sometimes, when we are talking about a man of God is always being, attacked by the devil through his weakness.
Yeah, for stay there because you're talking a lot of sense. Let me bring Isaac quickly to just say a word, and then I'll go to John. John, I see you. Well, let me just hear from Isaac quickly, then I'll come to you, John. So if you put yourself on mute, Mwafo, we can still come back to you again for your closing remarks. So Isaac, just give us a word. Oh, we've lost John. Okay, so give us a word anyway, Isaac, and then we'll go back to Mwafo to get his Isaac.
Okay,
just give us a word, yeah.
Okay, like as I always say, I don't believe. I am sorry. I don't really believe in any pastors right now. Though when I was in Nigeria too, I think I really believe in pastors. But as I get out of Nigeria and I see how church is being run here, compare it to back home, so I now say, okay. So I can differentiate between a Western world way of practicing Christianity in Western world to that of Nigeria. You did mention about a pandemic, right? You did mention about pandemic.
Yes.
Here where I live, in my own church that I attend here, I know and I see what the church here does for people. Going from house to house, giving food out. But in Nigeria, it's another way around. You know what? You know what the church did during the pandemic?
They went online and was asking for money.
Not even that. They take the money they're supposed to. They know their church member. They're supposed to have their name. Okay, well, we are distributing food in our church. They gave the money to the federal government. The federal government that is corrupt already. Then it's just like you give your meat to cat to monitor for you. You gave money to federal government to go and buy food and distribute it for people. While you left your church, you didn't do that. So my conclusion at that time was that they know what they are doing. They are just looking for contract.
Yeah, exactly.
Because politics and religion, they work hand to hand. So
let's take Nwafo's. Thank you, Isaac. Let's take Nwafo's final thoughts. So Nwafo, give us your closing remarks. What you would like us to take away from this, and then we'll go to John. So just give us your final thoughts, Nwafo. And John has left now. So just give us your final thoughts anyway, because there's a queue of people lined up.
All right. Mr. Isaac, let me just stop what you said during the COVID. Okay. Of course, I am here in Nigeria. I know what happened even in local churches here. Let me just put it this way. That some churches did not do that for their members doesn't actually mean nobody did. Do you understand now? I know some churches that donated millions of naira. Are you getting it? That also shared food here in their local churches. I know a church that didn't give federal government 1 naira, but they went house to house giving people foodstuffs. Are you getting it? I know all about that. So that some people didn't actually do it doesn't mean nobody did it. That is one. Churches tried in their capacity, the people that could and understand the system and what they were in at that time, they attended to their members. Unless it's those that didn't really see me that maybe I don't know how to put it anywhere, but I know people that donated money to federal government and as well did. And I know people that said they cannot donate to federal government, but they were giving to members directly. They took it that giving to government is just waste of money. And that was very true.
Okay, Nwafo, thank you very much. I know you have a lot more to say. I can sense the intelligence in you, and I can sense that you have a lot to contribute in terms of just this general discussion. But of course, we're pressed for time, and as you can see, there are other people lined up. So I'll thank you for coming on now, and please do that, and please follow the show all the time. We come on for 10:30 p.m. UK time, which will be about, I don't know what time that is in Nigeria, but then we come off for 1:45 as well in the afternoon. So whenever you're chanced, please come on again, because yours is the sort of voice that we want to be hearing. So we'll say our goodbyes here, and I'll bring African Wahala. What is the Wahala, my brother? Introduce yourself and tell us what you're making of the session. There's a lot of sorry, before you do that, can you use headphones, because we're getting a lot of bounce back from you.
Oh, I apologize. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Okay, that's better, actually. You can carry on. Introduce yourself and then tell us what you're making of the whole.
Okay, yes. Okay, my name is Adewale. I'm called the African Wahala. I also have a YouTube platform. I talk about different problems that we African people of African descent all over the world face. And I'm always trying to come up with solutions, because we need the solutions. You know, we've been at the bottom of the food chain for so long, and I'm sick of it. You know, throughout my entire life, right now I'm 35 years old. I have never really had any reason to be proud of so many things that surround us as Africans, you know, and I'm just keeping it real. At the end of the day, we are very intelligent people.
Is that what you tackle on your channel?
Yes, that's what I talk about on my channel, actually.
And is that the name of your channel, the African Wahala?
Yes, the African Wahala.
So I'll invite everybody then to go join you immediately. Well, not immediately, after this show. Go join him, African Wahala. I will do that as well, because it looks as though he has a lot to say. But on this particular matter of Ndaboski, Ada Jesus, Rita Edochie, and now with a subset, with a cameo role for Zubby Michaels. What do you make of the whole mix and Nigerian Christendom in general? What is your take?
You know, I'm not going to take long. I'll just spend 1 minute, I promise. First and foremost, I really wish Ada Jesus rest in peace. I mean, the woman went through so much stress while she was here in the world. And then she was also a victim of the... I hope you're not going to get offended if I say some things, because I don't know if you agree with some of that.
No, carry on. I mean, it's all about the controversy. Carry on.
Yeah, so she was also a victim of the, in my opinion, criminal pastors, criminal people that claim that they are men of God in Nigeria. And, you know, we all know that Nigeria has the highest number of churches, mosques in the world. If prayers truly, without action, could fix a country, then Nigeria should be like China. Nigeria should be like the United States right now. But that's not the case. But Odumeje, in my opinion, exposed himself. He exposed himself to be a false prophet, what exactly is preached in the Bible. And I know people are going to hate me for saying that. And no matter how much these people expose themselves, they are still going to have followers. And the reason why...
Africa Wala, do you think it's going to make a profit off the back of this saga that's just played out now? Do you think in the Boskri, the Bibrisky, is it going to make a profit off the back of this saga that's played out now? Did you hear that? Did you hear any of that? Did you hear any of that?
Hello? So I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I can hear you, but can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I didn't hear the last question you asked.
No, I was asking if you think that Indabrowski is going to make a profit off the back of this saga that's just played out, of this Ada Jesus saga. Is he going to make a profit out of it? And why would you say that?
Yes, he's going to make a profit, financial benefits, because now he already has more followers. Because more people are gullible, thinking that he actually placed a curse on the woman.
Exactly.
But what actually happened is she had a sickness that happens to everybody. It can happen to anybody. You have a
kidney failure.
Exactly. It can happen to anybody. But you know, in Nigeria, we've been bamboozled for so long with indoctrination because our politicians are not doing their jobs by providing basic amenities for the people. So the people are looking for any way to solve their problems. And that includes using fake pastors, fake imams. You know, it's just a sad story. But like I said, I don't want to take too much time. I really appreciate you having me on your show. And I look forward to...
Are you subscribed?
Yes, I'm subscribed. Yes.
Well done.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's African. I clicked on the bell notification too.
Well done. That's African Wahala. He goes under that name on YouTube. And as you can see, he has a lot of very fixed opinion about everything. So certainly after this session, immediately I am going to his channel to go and give him hell or praise him. Either way, one of the two will happen. So that's African Wahala. Thank you for your contribution, my brother. We're on every evening. So if you ever feel chanced, just come on again, 10:30 UK time. I think you're in the UK, just judging by your accent and the background. So if you're a chance, 10:30 UK, then just come and join us. So that's African Wahala. We have Nwafo coming back again. Nwafo?
Yeah, I'm with you.
You're back?
Yeah, I am back.
Okay. Did you want to add on to what you'd already told us about?
Yes. I have a lot to say.
Yeah.
Okay. So I remember I'm trying to reference the Indabrowski stuff. So now, okay, let's say the forgiveness has been done. He has forgiven, and he actually rendered a help, a financial help. Are you getting it?
Yes.
Then you are not feeling okay. People are helping you, and then somebody forgave you and gave you some amount of money to take care of your health. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you.
All right. But we have to be sincere to ourselves. We have to be sincere. There is something that I wasn't really happy with in terms of that. That you are forgiven and you are rendered a help by the man of God, whether you believed in him, that you are not feeling fine, you are forgiven, and the help was rendered to you. Then there's something I don't like, which was what the mom did. I don't like that. You know, the mom came on air and was like, what we needed from the man of God is only his forgiveness. We don't need their money. If you are watching this video and you are able to, you know, get a video to him, tell him to send his account number, let's send back his money to him. In that same video, you also like people that want to support should, you know, try to support. And the way she was talking, look at it. Number one, he knows that his name is Odumeje. She's a Nigerian, but he didn't actually reference as a respect. As a man of God, he said he is. Let me use the word like that.
But what if she doesn't respect him? What about that? Because
No.
I am calling him Bobrisky here, so I certainly don't respect him. So, I mean, actually, this guy is a self-appointed man of God, though. Did God tell you that he's his man? He's appointed himself. He's calling himself a man of God, you know? So, I mean, what are we talking about here? Carry on.
The only thing I'm talking about is this. A help was rendered to you to assist. Are you getting it? Then you did not accept the help. You don't even need to come on air to tell us you didn't accept the help. Send the account number, let's send it back. The way you collected it from the church, your husband collected it, he can still just go back there and keep the money there. instead of coming on social media, even trying to make even some people that would have been of help to be like, so these people can be like this, they and some of those stuff. So it wasn't really encouraging in that aspect. But thank God that she was forgiven by those people that she felt she was insulted, and may her soul rest in peace. And this is a lesson to us as Nigerians. Whenever we offend people and we felt we have offended people, we should just, ask for forgiveness, and that's all. I don't know whether you're getting me.
Yeah, I'm getting you. Let me bring Freeman in. I've been trying to bring Freeman in for a while. Freeman, are you with us? Finally, Freeman.
Yes.
Carry on.
Yes. Good evening. I'm back finally. I hope you can hear me now.
Yeah, we can hear you better.
It's okay. It's nice to be here once again. I've been trying to be in this conversation since you started it. That's why I didn't move away, because I normally like whenever you come on the air, the way you bring things is what I would say in this issue of Ada Jesus and Odumeje is, especially we Africans, we don't know how to serve God, but we thought we know how to do that. Even the social media of a thing, the white people that taught us to use the social media, they don't use it the way we use it. When Facebook or YouTube was it, even the Odumeje himself, there have been a lot of man of God, powerful man of God, if I have to say that they are man of God, but it's only God. Even me, I'm a man of God because I was created by God, so I'm a man of God too. You understand? But sometimes we get something granted, just like Odumeje, he plays the role of God in this matter. But what I will say is this:
is he a man of God? Is Odumeje
stop talking about
Freeman?
Odumeje,
Freeman.
Ada Jesus,
Freeman.
No,
Freeman.
Can you hear me? Odumeje kill Ada Jesus.
No, nobody is saying that. Freeman, a question.
Has to know that he didn't do anything to Ada Jesus. He don't have rights to Ada Jesus' life. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, a question. Is Odumeje, is he
I can hear you.
Yes. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yes.
Is Odumeje, is he a pastor or a businessman? And that question is to you too, Nwafo. So let our Freeman go first. Is Odumeje, is he a pastor or a businessman?
Yes, Odumeje said he is a man of God. Only God knows. Yes, only God knows. Yes.
Freeman, your line is so bad. I'm so keen to hear from you, but you keep cutting off. Yes, Queen Amina, you can join. If you just click on the link, you can see Freeman and Nwafo. So they clicked on that link and they are live on the screen. So if you do the same, then you can join us.
Very good. Odumeje came like his man.
Freeman, I hope you would listen back to this program.
A businessman.
You see that I've given you all the chance.
You understand me? Because the way he. Oh my God.
No, it's not working. Freeman. Nwafo, I'll come to you. What says you? What are you making of all this? I was asking if Odumeje is a businessman or a pastor, but I think you might have answered that question. But I'm asking anyway. It's Odumeje, and then you answer that question briefly, and then I'll go to the last narration that I want to bring. So answer that question, then I'll go to a narration by about Rita Edochie. So Nwafo.
Yeah.
Yeah, carry on. Did you want to say something?
Like I've answered you the question before now. Are you getting
Okay.
it?
Okay,
Yeah.
brilliant. Okay, just stay on hold there. Let me just bring you this last narration. So this is going to the causes that these people are placing on people, which has led to this situation now that we're having this interaction. But have they learned their lesson? No. So guys, I bring you this. Ada Jesus drama, actress Rita Edochie causes critics on Instagram. So the causes still carries on from those quarters. Odumeje in the Broski, the Bobrisky, and his side chick, Rita Edochie. She's now acting, of course, to defend her man as she goes onto the internet to continue the reign of abuses. The headline again, Ada Jesus drama, actress Rita Edochie curses critics on Instagram. So now let's now see now what the foul-mouthed veteran actress is saying this time around. Edochie slammed those who mocked her on Instagram over Ada Jesus' predicament. Nollywood actress Rita Edochie has placed a curse on all those who have criticized. Nollywood actress Rita Edochie has placed a curse on all those who have criticized her over her role in the Ada Jesus drama. The actress had openly cursed the comedian for accusing her of falsely conniving with popular pastor Prophet Odumeje to perform fake miracles. In a post shared via her Instagram page on Tuesday, the actress cursed her critics. So there's a video clip of it, which I'm not going to play, but this is the summation of what she has to say. If what / havoc Ada Jesus did to my entire family is okay / cool with you, may it happen to each and every one of you that saw the truth and decided to wang tongue on my page. She wrote, if I didn't forgive Ada, you will be talking. So let it before you and your entire generation. So this is the language that is coming from purported pastoral service, Christendom, because of course, this actress now, she's the right-hand person or perhaps even the side chick of this now funny-looking preacher man called Odumeje. It will be recalled that Ada Jesus came out to accuse Edochie and Prophet Odumeje of performing false miracles. Months after that accusation, the comedian fell ill and was diagnosed with a kidney problem that left her paralyzed. It has been said that the ailment was a result of her accusation against the prophet, and even her family took her to the church to seek forgiveness. The prophet, however, vowed never to forgive her until she provides evidence to back up her claims. He accused the comedian of ruining his image with false accusation on social media. Edochie was present in that video and was heard vowing not to forgive the comedian. You will go from here, you will die from this, so others can learn. Edochie said in Igbo. So this is the woman that started off. She wasn't the one that started off fully the courses. I don't know for certain, but certainly in the first round of courses that were thrown in the direction of Ada Jesus, this woman could be heard clearly in Igbo language. And this now is in quotation marks. So these are the exact words translated into English that Rita Edochie said. You will go from here, you will die from this, so others can learn. So this was her opening salvo. And then she went on to say that she had forgiven Ada Jesus, and then subsequently to criticisms that she was getting on her Instagram page. This is now what this Christian woman, whose heart is filled with forgiveness, had to say to her critics. So this again are in quotation marks. If what / havoc Ada Jesus did to my entire family is okay / cool with you, may it happen to each and every one of you that saw the truth and decided to wang your tongue on my page. She wrote, if I didn't forgive Ada, you will be talking. So let it before you and your entire generation. So these are the words of forgiveness coming from Odumeje's camp. What says you, Nwafo?
Yeah.
Did you hear all that?
Yes.
The curses and abuses continue from in the Broski's camp. Okay, so I think maybe we've heard pretty much what you have to say. So thank you for your contribution and carry on listening, and please come back again. So Freeman, I'll give you one last go to see if we can really hear you. I am keen to hear you. Freeman, can you attempt one last time as a sake to round off the session? Okay. I don't think we're going to get any joy from Freeman. So that has been the session. The Ada Jesus, Bobrisky, Indabrisky, Odumeje, the Biscuit. That was the whole narrative of that whole saga. All the elements in play. A mystical man with magical powers, a veteran actress besotted with him, a handsome actor who happened on sudden money, and the hero of the piece, a young lady cut short in the prime of her life at the age of 22. So in the Broski, the Biscuit, or whatever it is that you call him, let me see what you guys are saying in the comment section before I close things down. I might well not go through, I usually go through the entirety of the comments, but there's been that many comments that I might not well fully go through all of them. So this is what Henry Valentine has to say. All these pastors and prophets that are claiming to have performed one miracle or the other are really and actually working on people's psychic, particularly African women. I couldn't have put it better myself, but then of course, you know, I'm not brave enough to attribute it to African women, but I don't disagree. Don't play. If this nonsense from Odumeje was to be in Benin, Edo State, Nigeria wouldn't have contained him. Fire burn. So that is what he thinks. Esther just she chuckles, but alas, we don't know what is amusing Esther. So Susan says bleaching man. Well, we all know he's a bleaching man. WSR1. I don't think this guest is a Nigerian. Yes, the guy with the French accent, he did say that he's Nigerian, but it did sound especially French. But then, of course, all opinions are welcome, irrespective. Susan, jumping pastor, yes, we all see how he bounces up and down like a balloon. Solomon, Odumeje is a ritualist. He's nothing but a cultist. That is my sentiment too, but not one that everybody shares, because some people are touched not by anointed and all of that kind of business. Chike, good old days. Yes, really, I wanted to contribute, but my network is bad. Well, Chike, better luck next time. I do welcome. I actually enjoyed the interaction more than just reading the pieces, because it's from the conversation that the real engagement takes place. That's why I'm always constantly saying click on the link, click on the link. And so please click on the link still. I'll put the link on here. So you are doing 3 clicks now. You are clicking on that link to come and have a conversation with me. And then you are clicking on the like button, just so that our YouTube can promote the video more. And most importantly, you're clicking on the subscribe button, because of course you want to be a member of what is going on here. So Joshua, he chimes in, what is happening here, talk about your lender, I don't know what, he's on a different trip, Joshua. Jennifer, talking about the church, people are still very backwards in knowing. So we've got Henry coming in. Oh, yeah, hold on one second, Henry. Let me read this comment and I'll come to you. So this is Jennifer, talking about the church. People are still very backward in knowing and choosing the church to attend, not acknowledging the church of light from the church of darkness. So well put, Jennifer, as you often do. So Henry, introduce yourself quickly and then tell us what you're making of the session, this interaction. So off you go.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
It's me, Henry, but I wanted to tell you about these pastors in Nigeria, because when I be in Nigeria, I work with pastors very well. All of them, I can say that 95% in Nigeria, all of them, they are thief. Then I bring a guest to the church. Look at my face very well. It's because of that I don't have my camera. Nothing is in Nigeria. All of them, they are 419.
Why do you say that? Back that up.
Why you don't?
No, hold on. That's a big statement you just made. So back it up. Why do you say that?
I help. I can tell you that I help a guest to a church in that Nigeria. Nothing is there. I am just looking at all Nigeria pastors. 95% they are lying.
Sorry, hold on. You can't. That's a big statement to make because you've not had the interaction. So you have to back it up rather than because anybody can say anything. You know. So give us some credentials to back up that assertion that you're making.
Okay, let me tell you. Do you know why Odumeje cannot forgive that Jesus?
Why?
When he forgive him in that church, when he forgive him that service day, then we said, healing, you will pray for it because you are doing fake miracle. If you are not doing fake miracle, when you forgive him, you will pray for him, and that Jesus' body will be okay. But now, when he come, because that Jesus said he's performing a fake miracle, and many people they are insulting that Jesus, and what that Jesus said is true. It's fake. They are just Nigeria people. Everybody know that what that Jesus said is true.
Hold on, Henry. Everybody, you can't say everybody knows. You have to say everybody suspects. But what are you predicating all these things that you're saying?
I know because I see it before. Because of that, I know what is happening in that game. You understand me? I know what is happening in that game.
Hold on.
Before I move out from.
Hold on, Harry. Are you a pastor? Are you a pastor?
No. I'm not a pastor. I go with pastor.
You work with.
I work with pastor very well.
Okay. In what capacity?
Very well. When I'm in Nigeria, I know what they are doing.
In what capacity?
What many of them is doing.
Okay.
I'm a video camera.
Okay.
In the church.
Okay.
And you know, anybody that is doing video camera in any church know what pastor is doing. All of them know. Because
give us one or two examples of your experiences in these churches. Okay. I think he didn't want to be scrutinized that much, but then of course you cannot come and make outlandish comments without being pressed on it. So King, good evening. Good evening to you, King. Christopher, I love your show. Well, thank you for that. I hope you're subscribed, Christopher. This is Japheth. Please always invite me to this program. You are always invited, of course. The times are 10:30 p.m. UK time and 1:45 p.m. UK time. So anytime you have a chance, then just pop in. We enjoyed having you, and please come back again. Francesca, they said she's not dead. What is all this nonsense? Well, we heard from the BBC that she's dead. So I think we'll go with that until there's a categorical proof otherwise. Go on YouTube. They said that is not dead. Okay, well, there you are. That is your gremlin. Angeline, God have mercy on us. I think we had Angeline on the program actually. She called in from Saudi Arabia, which was a real delight. She called, she's a Kenyan, which is even more delightful. And she's a very pretty lady, which is even a bigger delight. But really, the thing that pleased me the most is that she was the first female person to actually come into the sessions that we have. We've had tens and tens and tens of men come on, and we've been pleading for a female voice to chime in because we need that balance. It can't just be boys talk all the time. So we need the female voices for that balance. So it was a delight to have Angeline come on, and we hope that she comes on again. Rosalind, well, she was late. Rosalind is a regular, so she's one of the household in this setup. Christopher, nice talk. So thank you, Christopher. We have John coming on. Hello, John.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good, good.
Yes.
So what are you making of it?
Well, just what you read out about saying that she's not dead. Somebody said, I just saw the video. The one lady was saying that she isn't dead. The BBC interviewed the husband, and the husband she's alive. So what a nonsense. Huh? Why are people turning stories from one end to the other end? You don't know what to believe.
So what information do you have regarding are we talking about resurrection now? Because this is now new territory. Are we talking about resurrection? Is this because we're almost getting into very dangerous waters now? Now she was dead before and now she's back. We've only heard of that once in the history of mankind. Is this the second?
I can't tell you that the lady that's saying that she isn't dead is not telling the truth, but we need just to question that. The people have to come out and give us more facts. Okay, because throughout the morning I believe she's dead, because a lot of people have
but what are you making of the whole what are you making of the whole saga?
Well, you know, so everybody want to come to online, this social media, and then say their own piece. Okay, if you like, you believe, you don't not believe. But to me, I may be wrong, but I think the lady is dead. Okay.
Yeah, no. I'm just the Bobrisky, in the Bobrisky narrative, the girl, the whole thing. What do you? So it's not whether she's dead or not, but the whole thing. What do you think of the whole thing?
Okay.
Just briefly, because we're looking to round off.
Okay. The miracle performance that people are putting on, or the pastor or the so-called men of God are putting on, they're not true. They're all fake. I remember, if you remember this morning, I came in this morning. I told you I was born in Benin, right? Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Yes. So we went back to Benin. I remember in the before Idahosa died, you know Idahosa, Pastor Idahosa.
Yes, I do.
Yes. He did perform this type of miracle thing in the public that is behind Old Edo College, okay, which is now called Idia College. It was Old Edo College, Idia College by, I don't know, it's called Wire Road. Then there were some cripples, seriously. One was Oriwo, one popular cripple in Benin called Oriwo in those days. They now came, and there was one along Sapele Road that was dragging one old woman. They all came. He didn't hear them. Then they start questioning that there was no social media then. It was all these broadcasting stations. They start questioning the other why he couldn't hear those men and women. Okay, Oriwo, particularly, they are dead now. Oriwo is dead. He's dead now. Everybody knows Oriwo. Oriwo in Benin.
Right.
You know what he replied to people? That they don't have faith. A man that is crippled for life, then he saw a place to heal him. He ran there, the woman ran there, and now you're telling they don't have faith. That was Idahosa's reply. So all these healings are just fake. Okay,
it's Bojo now.
Yes, the only thing I don't wish any bad thing on people. You see, we Africans, we tend to believe everything that comes from a white man's country. Okay, that is why this healing is becoming so crazy on pastors that God always speak to them. Have you seen any pastor God have not spoke to? All of them are being spoken to God. The African pastor, I've seen white pastors. Few of them will tell you yes.
John, just as we're seeking to round up, let me just give you a good example of what these pastors are like. During not this last American election, but during the Trump-Clinton election, TB Joshua, no less a person, he came that God has spoken to him. I don't know how God speaks to them. Maybe it's on WhatsApp or text messaging. Maybe it's on Instagram. I don't know. But he said God spoke to him, and God told him that a woman is going to be the president of the United States. A woman. That is what he said. That was what God told TB Joshua, because of course all of the publicity then and all of the experts, all of the opinion poll was saying then that Hillary Clinton was going to win that election. That was what everybody expected. So he, of course, latched onto that opinion poll and all of the soundings of the experts that were all saying Hillary will win. And then he then went on his rostrum and made this grand announcement that a woman was going to be the next president of America. Then, of course, Donald Trump won. Do you know what this guy did? He went back on that rostrum and said he was misunderstood and misquoted. He said he did not say a woman, he said a wool man. So a wool man, W-O-O-L, a wool man. He said that wool man is because Donald Trump's hair, it looks a bit woolly, and that was what he meant. So not woman, but wool man. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? So this is what this is who these people are. It's just they're gangsters. These people are gangsters, and that is just the sum of it. John, it's nice to have you on again. It's a shame that you've come at the tail end of it.
Yes,
yeah.
Okay, just one thing, just one. I
don't give us your final thoughts. Give us your final thoughts.
Right, do you know what take people to these churches or these Pentecostal churches? Let me just focus on these Pentecostal churches. Do you know what?
Desperation it is.
Yeah, it's not desperation. Maybe desperation, but yes, I can accept that. But it's poverty and lack of medical equipment and medicine. That's it.
This is
don't have medicine. We don't have to go to pastor to pray for you. Then we end up in pastor, and then pastor can't do anything. That is it. That is it. I don't want to expand on it. It's poverty and lack of medicine and medical equipment. That's why they rush to church.
John, just to that point, do you know that in the Western world, excluding the United States, I'm speaking especially in Europe now and in Western Europe, do you know that all of the churches are emptying to the point that the church buildings are either being taken over by African churches or they are being converted into like some sort of funky business enterprise or whatever. Do you know why all these churches are emptying in the Western Europe essentially? It's essentially for the reasons that you've just stated. They have all of the medications that will cure all of their ailments. They have a social welfare system that will insulate them from poverty, and they have a system that cocoons them to cater to all their needs. So they are not going to be impoverished. They are not likely to die of ill health. They are not weighed upon by anybody, and even somebody that is the poorest of the poor, they still lives to a certain standard. So what reason are they going to church for is the question when there's football on Sunday. So these people, they don't go to church anymore. So it is the lack of these things that leads to that desperation, as you have just described. So thank you, John. Yes, in Africa, not just in Nigeria, but in the entirety of Africa. But so thank you, John. As we're seeking to round off, it's just a shame that you came so late, because I usually enjoy your contribution, but hopefully we'll reconvene again, and you'll spare us time in the future. We're on every day. So thank you, John, as we seek to round off. So that's John. He's always has a sensible comments to make regarding any topic. So we will seek to round it off here, because it is now, we're just heavy into it now. So let's just take the last few comments. So this is Nessie. Good evening. She's still alive. Well, this is the thing now. We are in the realms of resurrection. Victor wants to come in. Victor, I did give you the hyperlink, but you are not connecting. So click on that again. I'll wait to see if I can just hear your voice before I fully shut it down. So this is Emmy Inform. Emmy Inform. What is Emmy having to say? Please, they should tell us the truth about her. This is the thing when in that, like I said, almost in the realms of our resurrection. This is Tayo Robinson. She might have resurrected. At least her last name is Jesus. This is the thing. The plot thickens. So Jennifer, what made Donald Trump a woman? Looking at his hair, you can understand it's a white man. So I don't know what that play on word is. So that is just the gist of it, really. So Ada Jesus, it looks as though after all of the going on now 2 hours, 40 minutes, going on 3-hour session that we have had, debating and putting this, pulling these matters back and forth, it looks as though there's now a joker in the twist, and we are now having the second incarnation of somebody resurrecting. So resurrection is where we're landing it on, and that is to close off this session. But closing off this session, of course, does not close off the conversation. As you know, the conversation carries on in the comment section on this channel. So we'll finish this session here because we're now going on to the 3-hour mark, which is the longest we've ever been on these sessions. So thank you for staying with me. But I do still want you to carry on with me, but in the comment section. So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section. But here, I say, peace.